Happy New Year, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to my memoirs and a fresh page from my diary. We ushered 2026 in style. And when I say style, I mean we were in good health. We were physically okay. Mentally, we were good. We were happy. We were at peace. And we thank God that we got to see the 1st of January 2026. And yeah, let's get a second chance of life and see where this is going to take us. So, from our last video, we continued doing some makeovers for the house. So, this was still back in 2025 in December. I will share the date, the exact date, but it was coming to the end of the year. Yes, that we decided to mud the 3 walls of our bedroom. It has been like this ever since we moved into the house. So I have these 3 walls which are very open. They are not mudded and it's a bit inconveniencing. This is my bedroom and the other side is our girls' bedroom. So as you can tell, there is little or no privacy at all. It's like we're living in a loft or a bed sitter where you get to see each and every part of the house from wherever you are. So we decided to work on this and at least welcome in the year when all the 4 walls of the house have been fully and completely mudded. This is our power corner, and this is where we place all our electrical devices. So the batteries, the controller, that's the blue one, is the inverter. We have 3 batteries. There's the white one, the wooden one, and there's another one which is on my kid's chair. But this is the car battery. My husband was around, so when he's around, we usually enforce electricity or solar with his battery from the car so that it can produce more power. I think I'll take time and talk about these connections that we have. All this is hubby's work. He did all the connections. I do not know where to start and where to end. It is hubby and our eldest son who are in charge of things solar, anything to do with the bulb, anything to do with the battery. If there's something wrong, if you call me, I can do nothing. I'm completely useless. Sorry, I'm completely useless. So maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But for today, of course, we had Kazungu and his brother. They're the ones who came and helped us do this project. So he was bringing in soil from outside, and this time I had asked them to mix the soil with grass so that we can make cob and do the inner walls of the house. We still had a problem with water. We were still sourcing it at 150 shillings instead of 80 shillings. So that was still a challenge that we were dealing with, but it's alright. We told ourselves, let's just get on with it and get it over with before the year ends. So yeah, that is the one challenge that we had throughout this construction or this makeover. It was water. But before we started this, right after completing the outer walls, imagine water came back. The only issue we had is we did not have a place to store that water because our main tank is like half filled with rainwater, and we could not mix rainwater with the tap water because rainwater is very sweet and rain is hard to come by. So we didn't really have that as an option. And we decided moving forward, we are going to look for those big peepers, the one that can store up to 15 mitungis or so that when we have such projects, we have specific reservoirs of water where we can, whichever water we use, if it's tap water or the river water, which is not so clean, we can put it aside. So on a day where we have tap water and we know that soon we are going to do a project which involves mudding, we just need to fetch the water, a couple of trips, fill the peepers so that that can be reserved for doing this kind of work. Yeah, that is the one thing that we had to learn the hard way. So we have to put that in mind moving forward. Kazungu and Hamisi, kama kawa kama dawa, they were the ones who did this for us, and they continued. For this particular day, they were dealing with this part of the wall. We decided to start with this one because whenever someone comes to the house and they stand next to the front window, they usually peep inside, and whichever way you are, if you are dressing up, if you are sleeping, somebody sees direct to you past the window, and that's not so good. So we decided to start with that part of the wall so that it can add some privacy. This is the morning after. I didn't see the need to film the whole thing. I didn't want to make this video very long, but this is how the wall came out. They put in some makanda mawe, the rocks, to make it stable. The only issue that we had with this wall, it was very slim. It was very, very slim. But they said even if it was and it did not come out as straight or as smooth, during the plastering they will make the adjustments. But so far so good. It came out okay. It was a mess. You see, this part of the floor was a mess. I had to really scrape off the mud and all that, but I managed. So the next day, on this day in the morning, they were supposed to do this part, this other side, which is what divides my room and our daughter's room, and the other side, the other wall, which is which goes towards the back door. Yeah. And so far from the inside, this is how the walls look like that were mudded, the outer walls that were mudded. There is no space. I know once it starts drying, you can see there are two holes that you can see through because of the drying part, the drying procedure. But with time, we wanted to complete the 3 walls. Then we can now cover up the frames of the inner part of the walls so that it can look a bit presentable. We want to be looking at the frames protruding outward. Yeah, so this was early in the morning. I was making breakfast. I think you've seen my son. He was still sleeping, Apple. I was making some breakfast as I wait for them to come back and continue with the other parts of the wall. I usually get a lot of comments of how big the house is. Actually, it could have been much more bigger, but because of finances and all, we had to minimize it into a 2-bedroomed house. But we are trying our best to make it as homely as possible. So as I said before, we told Kazungu and Hamisi to at least this time mix grass with the soil so that you can turn it into cob. So on the second day, they did exactly that. And that's what happened. We had to clear out all these items that you see. For the first wall, the one that they started with, we have not been able to mud that wall for a long time because hubby has to be present for that to happen. He's the one who can disconnect and reconnect these solar stuff which fall on this side of the wall. So we had to wait for him to come, which he did, which he actually, as in he came. Hey, what am I saying? Okay, he came and he made that possible. That's why we were able to mud this part of the wall. So on the next day, they were tackling those two, this one and the other one. And I thought it wouldn't really affect the whole place, but we had to remove each and everything. The mattresses, the bags, the Nigerian bags, everything had to go out so that they can tackle this place. And then we've been having these the tree trunks, which have been in our bedroom for the longest time. We have never dealt with them, and it restrains us from placing the mattress whichever way we want. We had to place the mattress between the trunk and the wall. There was no other way. So we decided to deal with this issue. As they were doing the walls, they also uproot these things or cut them off. And this is exactly what Kazungu is doing. I did not know that these things were this big, especially that other one, the one on the other side. That thing is big, was big. We couldn't even, if we wanted to remove them by ourselves, I don't think we could have managed. Our 3 babies are in Mombasa with my parents. They went there for the holidays since October, late October. So the goal that we had, me and hubby, was at least we try our best to make over the house, make the house presentable, try to work on the walls and maybe the floors and the 2 doors before our babies came back. Our house in Mombasa is a townhouse, so it's very old. It's the same age as I am. It's 40 years old, but it's in pretty mint condition, and it's a nice place to stay. So imagine them having to live there for 2 or so months and then coming back to this situation where everything is patched up from the roof to the walls to all that. It wasn't really a good picture. So we were working towards that. We wanted them to have kind of a surprise and make this place homely, make it at least presentable and beautiful, so that when they come back they will feel a bit comfortable. Yeah, that was the goal. Though we were not really able to complete each and everything that we had in mind, but the far that we got to, we were very grateful. Kazungu managed to remove the first stamp. I didn't get that. I was busy somewhere else, but he used is that a hacksaw? That saw to cut it off. So because they were the roots, we had no idea how the roots had spread underneath. He just dug through to a certain size and then cut the top part off, and then he'll just bury it with the soil. That's the best that he could do. They're not growing either way, so it won't really make any difference. So I was trying to capture the second one, which I also didn't. I don't know what was happening on that day. I think I was a bit held up Okunakule. But yes, now because of this situation, this place looked very bad, and we decided we cannot leave the floor like that. It wasn't really in the plans, but we decided to also deal with the floor after they finished the mudding. Yeah, so after he had dug out the soil, he sharpened the panga and used the panga instead, because this was a much more bigger chunk than the other one. So as I told you, I missed it, but I got the first bit of I got the first bit of it as he was trying to cut it off. Okay, so this is part, I think, 3, and I didn't want it to go on forever, so you can get the continuation in part 4. As I told you, I missed it, so he was pretending. Happy told him, Ebu, pretend that you're chopping it off. Kumbata, he wasn't chopping anything off, it was already off. So my lovelies, thank you so much. Till there, let us meet in the other next part so that you can see the rest of the transformation. With love, yours truly, Mellow.